You've seen her smile 1,000 times. But who was the woman behind that smile? This is the story of Lisa del Giocondo, a Florentine merchant's wife, a mother, and the likely sitter who became the Mona Lisa. Her portrait traveled through royal courts, survived a famous theft, and became a global symbol. But her life tells a quieter, richer story. Florence, around the year 1500, was a buzzing center of trade, art, and powerful family networks. It's here that we meet Lisa Gherardini, who married a successful silk and cloth merchant named Francesco del Giocondo. Their household was typical of the rising merchant class, filled with the hum of business, the sounds of children, and the constant weaving of social ties. Sometime around 1503, Francesco decided to commission a portrait of his wife. Whatever the reason, it was a declaration of stability, prosperity, and status. And the artist he chose was none other than Leonardo da Vinci, a roaming genius then back in Florence, who took on portrait commissions alongside his grander, more ambitious projects. The commission was practical. A merchant wanted a painted sign of his success, but what Leonardo made would transform the ordinary into the extraordinary. Leonardo worked slowly, obsessively. This gave his subjects an incredible sense of life and depth. According to the artist and historian Giorgio Vasari, Leonardo kept returning to the painting for years. He never delivered it to the Del Giocondo family. Instead, records suggest he carried it with him all the way to France, continuing to work on it until his death. The result is not a formal, stiff portrait. It's a living, breathing likeness. The mysterious, almost otherworldly landscape in the background, the delicate posture of her hands, and that famous hint of a smile all push the sitter beyond a specific time and place, towards something universal. But before she was universal, she was a person. So who was Lisa? Her life was anchored in the everyday concerns of a woman of her class. As a mother and a household manager, she likely oversaw servants, helped manage family finances, and maintained the crucial social alliances that kept the family business thriving. Her world was one of childbirth, running a home, and the quiet exercise of domestic power. The portrait freezes a moment of this life. She appears calm, composed, and clearly from a class that could afford to commission a master. Her identity matters because it roots this legendary image in a real human story, not just an abstract artistic concept. After Leonardo's death, the painting's journey truly began. In 1516, Leonardo had accepted an invitation from King Francis I of France, and he reportedly took the portrait with him. It entered the French royal collection, and for centuries, it moved through palaces and galleries. It hung in the Palace of Versailles, and for a time around 1800, Napoleon Bonaparte reportedly displayed it in his private bedroom in the Tuileries Palace. With each transfer, the painting absorbed new means it became a symbol of sovereign ownership, of cultural prestige, and eventually of global fame. But the painting's modern legend exploded on a summer morning in 1911. Vincenzo Piru, an Italian handyman who had previously worked at the Louvre, simply lifted the portrait off the wall and walked out with it hidden under his coat. He claimed he was a patriot and that the painting belonged back in Italy. For 2 years, the world was captivated. Newspapers ran sensational headlines, and detectives searched all over Europe. The empty space on the Louvre's wall drew more crowds than the painting ever had. Perugia was finally caught in Florence in 1913 when he tried to sell the painting to an art dealer. When it was returned to the Louvre, the Mona Lisa was no longer just a Florentine portrait. It was a celebrity, a symbol of national pride, and a source of endless mystery. So why did this particular painting become a global icon? It was a perfect storm. Leonardo's genius, the sitter's enigmatic expression, the painting's technical mastery, Napoleonesque celebrity endorsement, the sensational 1911 theft, and the rise of mass media all converged to create the myth. Over time, the painting outgrew its original subject and became a mirror for countless interpretations. Yet, beneath all the layers of myth, there is still Lisa, a woman from Florence, who became, quite unexpectedly, immortal. Tell us in the comments below and subscribe for more stories that put names back onto famous faces. Thanks for watching.